Testing microphone. I just realized I have a whole bunch of books over here and I just need to adjust where everything is at. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my stream. It's been quite a while since I've done a live stream, and at the moment I'm just doing a few final touches to make sure everything is running smoothly and see how it goes. Okay, thank you guys so much for your patience while I do some troubleshooting here. Currently I'm playing Jazz Hop Cafe and it's playing in the background. And let's see, somehow my tablet doesn't want to work. I don't know why it's doing that. Come on, tablet, you can live. I believe in you. Come on, drawing tablet, you live. Okay, alright, just gonna remove some other stuff here. For some reason my phone likes to shut off a lot. Okay. Great. Alright, so let's see where I am last time. Oh yeah. Figured might as well stream tonight. I had been quite in like a little bit of a burnout. I'm still in recovery from it, and it took a while for me to really get back into focus from being in that burnout, actually. And thankfully I'm doing a lot better and I could return to creating the elements of Luna. And I forgot to share one more thing, which is to share on my Discord that I'm streaming. And before anyone asks, it's just a private Discord between my friends and I. I'm not doing any public Discords, not yet, that is. And yeah, I'm also part of a couple other servers where they allow you to advertise, so I'm gonna just share that too. I should share. I'm gonna throw it for my other friend group. And that should be enough to help me and just like spread the news that I'm back to doing some work. So what I've used over here is actually Clip Studio Paint's 3D models. I was looking for a Polaroid camera, but I wanted to find something that looked a little bit more vintage. And I found this 3D model, which looks like one of those vintage Polaroid cameras, and went with that one. Just color this black so it's easier to fill. Part of me is debating that it should tag along with Crystal in her journey, but at the same time, I don't really want to keep using this over and over again, or her carrying it in her adventures. No. Lighten this. Make this blue. Wait a minute. I forgot that I had to redo this. Okay, her hand. 1, 2. Right here. Thing to catch these mistakes quite early. No, I drew enough same layer. No, we're not doing that. I'm not drawing the same layer. Nope. I'm not gonna be like Kronk pulling the wrong lever. No. I am making sure that I'm pulling the right lever, not the wrong lever, not the wrong layer. I still remember the stories from my professors, and this is even back in community college, not just my university, but they'll always say that every artist's worst nightmare is hands. And I am really feeling this agony here. There's just some artist angst going on at the moment, and it's just me trying to figure out how hands work again. I believe. Make sure that they work and they make sense. Most importantly, that they make sense. So let's see if I could do saving recovery information. Okay. Oh, there you go. Sure that the fingers are a little bit oh, the pinky is a little bit too long, so let's use this and just kind of like push it back, push it back. Okay. I think it's good. I know this side of the hand is actually really nice. And I'm just gonna go back here. I'm gonna grab that kneaded eraser and kind of like erase this a little bit so I could see where the fingers have gone. Wonderful. There we go. Now I can go back to inking with confidence that I did not mess up on my hands. And if I still did, well, thank goodness I'm a human. The other knuckle's gonna be kind of like hiding. 2, 3. Try and remember my little trick of remembering finger joints, which is always 3, except for your thumb. Your thumb is 2 once you leave the palm, except for that one joint in your thumb that makes it flexible and mobile. But that's kind of like still connected to the palm. So when you break your fingers out in sketching, let's see, index finger, your middle finger, your ring finger, and pinky finger have 3 digits, but your thumb will only have 2 digits. And then there's that extra joint, which I can't remember what the bone is called, but it helps make your thumb rotate and everything. And this is why I'm not a doctor. Let me just make sure that microphone is doing well and you guys can hear me. I apologize if you just heard me slam my pen on this. Okay, audio input, speakers are good. Okay. Alright. And over here, it's gonna be interesting because Jennifer's arm is actually blocking Crystal's hand. Time to go back to the sketch. There we go. And just make sure that everything is kind of like together. It's been quite a long time since I've done a live stream, specifically the art streams, and it's nice to get back to doing these again, especially for like a weekend. Most people are available, or sometimes not. I'm still trying to figure out what's like a good time to really stream and share. Fingers. Pain of my existence right now. now I can merge those two together. And then I could continue onward. And I have Crystal's glasses, I just gotta find... Where's her thing? Okay. Unfinished artwork. There we go, color doodles. Must have closed it by accident. And I'll do her glasses a little later. Right now, what I'm gonna do is probably work on asymmetrical stuff, because I can use a symmetry tool here and it helps me save a lot of time. Her little crescent moon Ahoge is bane of me. I wonder if I could just use symmetry tool and I could do like the glasses easy side by side. Will it work? So let me just do a quick test. Hold on, let's see how close. Oh wow! You know, considering that I actually sketched this on paper first, I did really good with this. Okay. Mom, you're setting up? Okay. I think that's it. That's pretty much what you could do most. It's just making like your work and your videos. Um, it's kind of interesting. I'm trying to get out of that mindset of quote unquote work because that's exactly what burned me out to begin with. And basically, what's best is, continuing your creative passions. I don't want to call it work anymore. It's more like, what is it that you love to do? And I'm finding that because of a lot of it because of social media, the way how they make it, call it content or work, kind of like killed the meaning of like being an artist in a sense. So my question is what creative endeavors are you doing? What video essays, reviews are you making? I know you do comic reviews, right? It's been a long time since I've seen your videos. She looks worried with this here. Hi Owen Pines. Welcome to stream. Happy Friday night, or if it's morning at where you're at, or in the noon. Hello. Good day. Correct today because the eyebrows look like she's sad. That's not what I'm trying to do. Just erase this side, erase this side. She's eyebrowless. Where oh, so what you're doing is pop culture. So you're doing pop culture reviews and discussion. So instead of calling it content or work, you could always talk about what the title is, and it's the type of passion you are doing. It's kind of interesting. Like, I'm still trying to break away that title of work to prevent that mindset of that's all it is work, but it loses that spark that became your passion, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I need to give Crystal her eyebrows again. Okay, this is looking better. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. There goes our girl. Okay. Let me see. So Crystal's ears, okay, her ears are sticking out again. Meaning that she is safe, she is comfortable. And showing her little ears. She's got like these little open ears. Somewhere over here. safe to say I could turn off that symmetry tool now. I'm gonna delete that ruler, put it back into this color. I have a mighty need to like do a spoof and just make Gollum here. Lately Gollum has been living in my mind rent free. That Lord of the Rings character living in my mind rent free. But no, I'm not back into Gollum. Absolutely not. I drew her eyebrows. I know I'm covering them with her bangs. I know. I am fully aware that it's gonna be hidden anyways, but it drives me nuts if I don't draw the eyebrows. Anyways, because then without that, I don't know how she's expressing or emoting or anything. Okay. A little bit wild with her curls, and it's actually one of the best exercises in drawing. Just keep drawing curls. It's perfect to loosen up your wrist and relax and let go. It's like not worry about perfection, and curly hair is wild, as you know, because I got curls myself. And just to enjoy the process. I know some people might ask, why don't you use a curly hair brush? I don't do that. No, I like drawing my own curls because it has my own personal touch to it, and using a brush for hair, I don't like putting that there. No. What I would do is put in her scarf. Hi, Suki. Hi, kitty. I am being invaded by my cat here. I can't see. Okay, I can see a little bit if I just... Okay, if I zoom out, I can still see the screen. My cat likes to, Did you just burp in the mic? Oh! That smells. Burp in the mic, burp in my face. That's, you got no shame. No shame. Okay. Did you finish your food? You still got a lot of food left over. You need to finish your food. She wants extra. She's still got a lot of food left over, and she's being very, very picky recently. put a lot of texture in my comics and detail, and I know a lot of people have asked why do you not put it on webtoons. I stay away from webtoons with like a 20-foot pole. I'll tell you that. I do not trust the company at all, and I rather have my own freedom with where I put my comic on and how I want to tell my story, and only having trusted friends. Hey Chico, you want to finish your leftovers? You can eat it. You're choosing not to eat your leftovers? Wow, I'm surprised. Okay. So back to webtoons before my other cat walked in. I'm just not comfortable with it, and as I mentioned before, I like to have my creative freedom into writing the story without heavy editing. I heard there's like a lot of heavy editing, a lot of webcomics that get picked, and I don't want to go through that either. And on top of that, my co-writer and I are working very hard behind the scenes in developing and just trying to fill some plot holes, because sometimes we'll message each other sometimes in the middle of the night, and we're like, oh, we got discovery. We finally have a breakthrough on something that we've been stuck on sometimes for years, and we discuss it and see would it work or would it not work. And if I were to put it on like a webtoons or something, I feel like if the story was picked into like a webtoon original or something like that, even with Tapas, the authenticity of the story and the real purpose of the story, of it being genuine to our vision, would probably be lost. And that's something that I learned of a lot of publishing companies as well, from what I read with like from my favorite authors and stuff. So I decided I'm gonna self-publish, and that's what I've been doing all this time. So what I do to make up for it is that I would sell, I would do sales for people who's interested in reading my book. And let me see. Yes. Usually, like, let's say, I know the second anniversary is coming up, and I'm just thinking what to do, because it's the 23rd. May 23rd is the second anniversary for Elements of Luna. Usually I do like a big sale, like 50% off on all the comics that I've done so far. And since it's the second anniversary, I'm thinking, what can I do also for the community? I should ask my co-writer. He's in charge of helping with the world building, co-writing with his characters. He also keeps tabs of like little details of characters that I mention briefly, but then I'll forget about it. And then he reminds me, oh yeah, by the way, did you know that your character does this, like has this talent? And like, I totally forgot. So he's in charge of like keeping everything in line and making sure the story makes sense. And I'm very grateful for that. So I can't wait for him to make his debut, and that's gonna be the chapter after this one. Chapter 5 is when he starts making his debut. So soon it's gonna be our work. Now I'm still debating something for volume 1, which is, do I want to end it on chapter 6, chapter 7, or maybe push forward for chapters. But it is reaching a how many pages would volume 1 be? About almost 248, I believe. Somewhere around that line. For like the first volume, which would be a graphic novel. And I'm still debating whether I want it to be. How many chapters would it be? I think that's something that I'm gonna have to discuss with my co-writer and I. How many chapters does he want? Because I would definitely need his help for future chapters onwards. And we gotta start our co-writing sessions again. I'm excited to get back to that. I'm definitely after university and everything. Suki, you're making yourself flat. I can see you again. I can see the screen again. How long have I been streaming already? Well, I can't see what window I'm on because Suki is here. Why do I have this wild strand? What is this wild strand? Okay, let's erase that. Alright. I continue with glasses. Just erasing underneath. I'm definitely more of a slow artist on this part, or just in general. I'm quite slow, but I like to take my time to enjoy the process and not rush. Okay, okay. Testing, testing, microphone. Hello. I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Let's see, where was I? And I'm just very curious of how long I've been streaming as well. Okay, it's only been an hour and 4. I'll keep on streaming until I can finish like the line art. I'll save the coloring for a little bit later. I'm gonna move on to this one. So the line art will be done today, and I couldn't actually move forward. So if you want to know what Clip Studio Paint materials I've used, this is, let's see if I can find it. Polaroid. It's Polaroid Camera 02. And I got it from the Clip Studio Assets. Yeah, Clip Studio Assets, because I was looking for a Polaroid camera, and I was having a very hard time finding one that looks a little vintage. I was explaining this earlier in the stream, and it was a little bit frustrating. But then I found this, and I actually like it much better. Oh, perfect. There we go. Not posterize. Not posterize is terrible. Let me not do that. Adjust line width. Can I? Okay. And then I'm gonna merge it into a full flat layer. Suki's no longer on my desk, which is good. And I think the music stopped. Did the music stop? Oh no, the music didn't stop. It's just that YouTube's been crashing on me lately, all day today. I'm not sure if anyone else has been having this problem, but YouTube has been crashing constantly. Let me go find some other music. Okay, perfect. And for this Polaroid camera here, now the only downside when you make it into like a 2D image from 3D is that when you get those extract lines, it still leaves all these shadows. I think there's a way to actually remove the shadows. No, still, ding. Okay. Alright, so I'm just gonna fill in these grays manually, because if I use the selection tool, it doesn't really work too great. And just do that. I'm always covering this, making it black, because you can't really see inside the camera in most cases. And just ink a little bit more. I think that's the nice part with 3D models. Now, when I get to the part where I have to do backgrounds, thankfully I take a lot of pictures when I go out. I take pictures of buildings and places that are interesting, and I actually build my own visual library. And with the backgrounds that I have personally collected on my journeys when I go out, I kind of like Frankenstein buildings together, or use backgrounds of places that I've been. That has helped me a lot. And that technique is known as photo bashing. And you use that only with your own photos, or photos that are copyright free, usage free, royalty free, that give you full permission to use it in a transformative base. And henceforth why Eclipse Studio is so popular with their assets is because most of their assets, you use it for like that transformative thing, and you see it a lot with like the webcomic artist community, where a lot of us, we use like their 3D models as a way to help speed up the process of making comics. And comics are quite tedious work. I'm not complaining. I'm actually really enjoying making comics. But I am bringing in that brutal reality of how much work we actually put in when making comics, especially if you are a solo artist and you don't have like any art assistants. I have my co-writer, but we work on the writing stuff and we jump ideas together. And the sooner I get chapter 4 done, the quicker I can get to chapter 5 and I can finally draw his character. I can't wait to draw her. Curses, that burnout that I had earlier in April. I had so much planned. But c'est la vie, that happens sometimes. This is just the lens. I think, why am I doing like this? I could just use a lasso tool and just loopity-doop that around. Hi, Suki. Giving you a little huff and puff again? Little huffs and puffs? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to make sure you don't have fleas because you are scratching a lot. And it doesn't help that we're gonna be having a heat wave soon. And in the heat, that's when fleas come up. So fun. But we did put flea medication on the cats, so hopefully that helps them with the fleas. Okay. No, Suki! No, don't block the screen! No! Okay, everything's good. Brightness opacity. Okay. Now I want to kind of like fill this in more because there's still some weird gray areas. I know there was one right there. Okay. Okay. Makes it nice and clean. And then I could fill this in. Not happy with this. Okay. Try this again. Oh god, the hands, not the hands again. Oh, I gotta fix that again. Okay. Here we go, here we go. Hands, not the hands. I'm gonna just erase this under sketch here. Finger perspective is hard. It's really hard. A part of me wishes I actually had like a camera that really looks like this so I could see and take pictures of like how the hand really holds on to these type of cameras, but I don't actually have that camera at all. And so I have to rely on my imagination. I need some bardic inspiration for these hands. She's looking like a Ninja Turtle. Again. I give myself some bardic inspiration. I don't know what I'm gonna roll, and I don't have a D20 with me, but I could use. Let me see. Roll D20, and I rolled a 6. Yeah, that fits. That definitely looks like I rolled a 6 on here. Look, it's just more proof. I am sorry. This is human tears here. 'Cause no, I haven't any of this nonsense that's going on now. Hands. Hands. Why is it always hands? Why does she have tiny hands? Okay, hold on. Her hands look like baby hands. Because I went too small on this. I can fix it. Okay, I think it's looking a little bit better. Okay, maybe I could also fix the joint of her thumb. Rotate it a little bit more. Press OK. I only have 11 more pages, I say. Oh, it's just me trying to be a bard and saying I need some bardic inspiration. So for fun, I rolled a d20 on Google and I rolled a 6, which, you know what, it's quite accurate considering that I am struggling with hands right now. I could use a 3D model, but I just merged the this 3D layer into a 2D, so it's not gonna work. So now I'm just eyeing it and using the power of imagination and trying to get an idea how this works. Oh god. And for this little thing, this is just for the colors, but okay, I think I'm ready to continue with line art. This one I think I'm gonna do much more quicker because it's a quick reaction shot from Crystal here, so we're gonna just It's small. There's not gonna be much detail like compared to here. There's like a bit of a close up where you see her face. Here is more of like kind of like a little bit semi of establishing shot, but it's a medium shot. I gotta look at my storyboard book, but medium shot. It still shows the location where she's at. Then we got a close up back to kind of like a medium shot, but it's like a little bit on a over the shoulder because here, I'm not sure if you can see well, but you kind of see Jennifer's hip here. And then this here helps guide the eye. So we start panel 1, 2, 3, 4, and we see Team Rocket over here, picking on her, and I already drew them first because they take up most of the page, since they're returning again since chapter 2. So I can just close that and just hide them for a little while. They'll be back soon. What would David Bowie do? Suki, you're still being picky with your food. You still got a lot left over. Finish your food. Finish your food. I did not like how I did her mouth here. Because I was zoomed in too much, that's why. Okay, pretty good. Just gotta fix that jawline. There we go. Like one of those weird sketches that I did where I sketched too fast, and I'm kind of sort of paying the price for it, for being too fast of a sketch instead of taking my time to fix those little details. I don't like the eyes. I really don't like the eyes. I'm gonna do, and while Suki destroys my shoe, I am going to the 3D model, and I'm gonna grab it. The round anime head would do a lot better, and I'm gonna just drag it down. Oh, nightmare. drag it down because it has more of a youthful look to it, and it's just gonna help me fix something that's driving me nuts, and I have no patience to go back to it and fix it manually. Okay, just gonna I wonder if there's any way that I could, like, facial features. Okay, we got something. Facial features. Height at the eyes. Okay. Oh my gosh! What? Cliff Steel Paint could do this? What? Oh my goodness! It's so cursed. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me. Before I get distracted, I mess around with this cursed face. I'm just trying to just fix like the overall head and angle to. Oh, you go to the tilt. Tilt, angles, side tilt. Gotta give her a little bit of side tilt. Okay, there we go. That's nice. But now what I want to do next is also. Let's see, what is Face Mixer? Oh, that just shows the head. Can I extend this? Mm-hmm. Face. No. Direction. Mouth. What about? Let me see something. Tilt. Fullness. I'm just learning something new with Cliff Steel Paint. This is so cool. I didn't know that it does that. Like, I'm still learning with what Cliff Steel Paint offers, and it always surprises me. Can I make? Oh my gosh, it's looking like one of those wild thorn berries. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, I'm just trying to fix position. The height. No, I'm making it look like Pinocchio. Oh yeah, no, both sides are actually really good having references. Both 3D models and visual reference from like a toy figurine are even a photo reference, or even like studying a live model, which is usually the best from what I've learned, helps a lot, you know, in learning and understanding anatomy. And once you know the basics, and once you learn all those basics of drawing figures, then you can break the rules however you want. And for me, right now I don't have a reference to help me with something that I'm stuck on right now, which is the face. Oh, I just made her into a giraffe. Okay. And, oh no. Okay, so anyways, what I really want to do for this is just to get an idea of where the eyes would be. However, I'm not really happy with the head type, so I think it's just too kid-like. And so now I'm gonna just switch it to this one, and let's see, two, angle, two. I see what I did wrong. Okay. Yeah. So this is what happens when I rush through a sketch and I don't really look at a reference quite clearly. What I'm going to do is I'm without erasing this, I'm just making some adjustments, which is sizing and everything, and just using that lasso tool to help move certain parts of the face down. There we go. And so Crystal's cheeks, they aren't really actually like that. Let me just fix that. Fix this. Clip Studio. Did I get it again? So something to keep in mind about, since we're talking about references, right? When you look back at like the old Disney stuff, okay, I'm gonna redo this whole damn face. Screw it! Okay, good night. I will discuss more about references, using references, but basically, look at Disney, like those old Disney films, and even to now, they still use real models. They still use 3D stuff that helps them with their films and everything. So there's nothing wrong with using references to help you achieve your goal. A lot of professionals use it. Okay, what is it that... There's a ruler here. You. There you are. There goes that pesky ruler. Can I? There you go. Found it. I think I just moved this back. Not really happy. This is one of those things that it's just like this weird angle from this sketch here, and I'm trying to correct it. Let's move the mouth here. Now I see it now. I see my mistake. Okay, I found it. And now I need to move all of this There we go. There we go. Yep. Yep. Okay. I found it. I found the cause of it. And it's aligned to the 3D model too, where I have it. Much better. Okay, you know what? It is 10:27, and I started war with my 3D model over here to help me with my own sketch. And the most simplest thing is just to edit your own sketch. Use the magic wand tool. Move things around back into place how it's supposed to be. So before I end it, so here's how it was before. This is how it was before. And then the moment I started moving the mouth, then I realized, oh wait, the eyes and the nose are too high. It's way too high above the ears. Follow the ears. There we go. Beautiful. It's fixed, guys. It's fixed. It's all done. Oh my god, I just... It's the most simple things. Yeah, the most simplest things. Give me a moment while I just intern the screen. Yep. Now I could delete the 3D model because I need it for finding where's everything. Where did everything go? And that's it. Now, last, I could return back to this. There we go. I have a mighty need to go and play Kingdom Hearts again. I went back into replaying my childhood game, Kingdom Hearts. They had it on Nintendo Switch, which is like the cloud version of it. And I know they're famous for being laggy and everything, but I didn't care. It was on sale, and all those games were like $30 altogether. I'm like, oh, that's a good deal. I'm gonna go back to my childhood for a little while. It's actually been very healing for me just to play that game again, and very inspiring, even though the story is very convoluted. and by inspiring, I mean that's like one of those first pieces of media that inspired me to become an artist today. So it's just very nice and just humbling to kind of like go down memory lane in that game. And I'm ready to play it again tonight, even though it's nearly 11 o'clock at night where I'm at. Why is it that she's kind of looking a little derpy? Why do you look derpy? Okay, hold on. Gotta move that up there. Erase this. Move this. here. White highlight. Here we go. Gotta make her eyes look really cute. Hold on. Eyes. They gotta look cute, like, you know. There we go. Okay, just a little bit more. The eyelid here. Wonderful. And maybe I do need to fix this side. Okay. Maybe I just need to slow this down. Put that there. Much better. There we go. Oh, wait. What time? Hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Oh! We're gonna be having a D&D session tomorrow. That means I gotta wake up early. I'm not a morning bird. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You know what? I think I'm gonna stop here because it's getting late and I gotta wake up early tomorrow anyways. I got a D&D session that starts in the morning. Morning story time with my friends. And I don't want to miss it. So after fighting the DD model in my own sketch, happy to say that I got a breakthrough and finally the face is fixed. And I will be continuing the rest offline until I'm ready for my next stream. So before I end, I will give you guys a preview of how this is going. So here is like the full page. Got 4 panels. And I just got 2 more to finish, and the speech bubbles are already done for this page in particular. And for the sake of not spoiling, I'm not showing the speech bubbles, but if you guys want to guess of what's going on right now in this scene, feel free and let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this relaxing evening. So good night everyone, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Bye and good night.